Hello everyone, Luna here. In this video, I show you how I built this Mermaid Castle. The castle should be part of a coral reef, so I built a foundation with these debug corals. This vibrant blue opening fits the color scheme I'm going for. I want this build to be colorful with turquoise and pink tones. As usual, I started the build with one square room. I put another one on top and deleted the lower one, so the upper room is now floating. Then I placed more debug corals. This build should be smaller and consist of an assortment of coral-like towers. For the roof, I rotated the magical mystery table from Realm of Magic with the tool mod by TwistedMexi. I rotated it upside down and duplicated it, then rotated it by 45 degrees. I copied the two tables, sized them down and elevated them. Then I repeated these steps to make a third layer on top. As I worked on the roof, I added hot pink corals to make it look like they were growing all over it. I liked those fancy looking corals, so I kept adding more as I built. I wanted it to seem like the corals were a natural part of the house. Then I attached this smaller tower to the main one. I duplicated the rotated tables and moved them to the new tower. I added another tower to the lower floor and cut out the main one. To frame the part below the tower, I enlarged this debug glass with a golden rim and placed it there. I made a turret-like structure with the wedding beacons. I later painted one pink, so the turret has a stripe pattern. The parrotfish has these beautiful colors. This turquoise and pink combination is exactly what I want for this build. The fish has this rounded shape and I thought I could use it to frame the rotated tables. So I placed multiple fish to form a circle. I had to be careful as the fish would snap to the tables and be rotated upside down. So I moved the tables out of the way by marking them with the tool mod and clicking on the floor farther away. To bring them back, I can just go in the tool menu, choose option and then press undo. I had the idea to make this fake dormer out of the Realm of Magic debug tombstone as a frame and the tiny fungus Among Us terrarium from werewolves as a window pane. Afterwards, I constructed a more spacious angular room on the lower section of the house. I also included a circular balcony on the side. I built the roof out of the wedding tent by Cheapskate Industries from the My Wedding Stories pack. I like the translucent part. It gives the build some lightness. The fake dormer now functions as a roof gable. I repeated the tent as roof idea. Then I placed the awe-inspiring awning from the Get Famous pack. I was thinking how I could make some cool stairs for this house. I decided to build floating parts which I connected with stairs. Then I placed a crystal clear floor decoration from Island Living, which is like a window for floors. I built a coral arch out of these vases. I used this arch right here as a reference. With the tool mod, I copied the vase and then elevated it. I resized it so the arch is smaller on top. Then I rotated it to form a curve. I adjusted all the angles until I was satisfied with the shape. Then I copied all the vases and chose the option Rotate Around Center. With this, all the objects marked in green are seen as one big object and will be rotated around the same axis. I rotated this whole thing by 180 degrees. Now I'm placing the wedding beacons roof decorations from My Wedding Stories on top of the tower roofs. The abstract introspection wall decoration from City Living has this beautiful iridescent swatch. I thought it would look cool to cover the exterior walls in it. However, the downsized decorations were blocking the view during gameplay. I worked around it by building reference walls on the floor above and placing the decorations there. Then deleting the walls, and then lowering the decorations with the tool mod. The next idea I had for the roofs was to place the C+ aquarium from Dine Out in them. This would fill the empty part inside the roof. I also put it inside the tent roofs as it is visible through the sheer fabric. I put these clay hands from the Paranormal Stuff pack below the big turret. I had to place this ordinary conch shell from Island Living as a decoration on the exterior of the build. At first I wasn't sure about the orange color. However, I think it complements this build quite well. I used the trick again, where I placed the objects on the top floor and lowered them from there. By the way, if you duplicate an object, it also belongs to the same floor as the original. The walls should be covered in the iridescent wall decorations. But what wall pattern should be underneath them? I found the Glow That Flows wall panel from Spa Day, which glows in the dark. Then I put the Realm of Magic debug light orbs inside the tower roofs to give them some extra glow. These roofs would also look awesome with just these orbs inside them. I have a work in progress where I have roofs like these on a build. I built the balcony on the middle floor and placed the eyeliner trellis on it. Usually I would add some plants on it for an overgrown look. This time I put these starfish on top. I remembered that the trellis would block the view during gameplay, so I lowered it from the floor above with the tool mod. Next I constructed a balcony on the ground floor, and later on I extended it to the coral reef. I added some spandrels as a decorative element under the build. For this I built the wall below the structure and then replaced it with spandrels. I changed the trim so the spandrel can be seen better. I did this on all the edges of the lower part of the house. I think it almost looks like lace hanging from the build. This adds another subtle detail which makes the build more interesting. I framed the fake roof gables with the Captain Chaz McFreeling elegant mirror from base game. If you resize a mirror, the reflecting part stays the same. It's only the frame which changes in size. So you see the tiny mirror part below and the big frame on top. I decided to add more of these decorative elements and place the shell on front. I built the wall, placed them there, removed the wall and then adjusted the size and place. I did this for all the fake gables and dormers. I couldn't stop placing these corals. I then started to add the mystical crystal cluster from Realm of Magic. The To the Moon and Back orb lamp from My Wedding Stories has a resemblance to pearls, so I decided to use several of them. I positioned these lamps on the coral reef, the balconies, and along the borders of the roofs and rooms. I varied them in size and arranged them in clusters. These lights introduce an extra touch of enchantment to the build while also providing additional illumination. Then I placed even more decorations on the corals. I was going for an overgrown, enchanting and extravagant look. I added crystals, corals and starfish to the landscape. I also hid a dinosaur skull in the coral reef. Then I put these statues next to the entrance arch and decorated them with these debug flowers. I placed a jumbo bubbles crack from Get Together. This is a pool object which makes bubbles and steam. The Realm of Magic portals contain an interior wall of blue light, which maintains its size even when scaled down. I wanted these entrance stairs to be something extraordinary, so I had the idea to make waterfall stairs. I used a waterfall for your wall fountain decoration from City Living. When downsized, the waterfall remains the same, it's just a frame that sizes down. When tool rotated, the waterfall also rotates. I positioned these scaled down waterfalls side by side to create a wide waterfall. These stairs are fully functional. The Sims just ignore the water and walk the stairs as usual. I experimented with colorful lights. I used turquoise and pink shades and even experimented with various color combinations. In the end, I decided to use the softest purple color for all lights. I added these glowing plants from Get to Work to the landscape. Then I put these Get Together Debug castle ruins as entrances on the side balcony and framed the lower part of the fake turret with the Crystal of the Air lamp from Realm of Magic. When you size the C+ aquarium down, its contents stay the same size. So we got these corals and some bubbles. I later used the tool mod to resize them 2.01, which makes the aquarium barely visible. I wanted to connect the castle's coral reef with the one in the surrounding landscape. To achieve this, I positioned a coral reef in between them. Then I put more starfish in the water, which I think looks really cute. I built the see-through infinity pool on the back of the castle. First I built the pool and used the simple foundation from base game debug, which is invisible. Then I placed these windows and sized them down. If you make windows smaller, the frame and window pane are sized down and the opening remains the same. I also placed the floor windows in this pool. I wanted it to be fully transparent. I placed a Get Together debug ruin as a gate. Also, I lowered it from the floor above so it doesn't get in the way during gameplay. Remember the Realm of Magic debug gates? I decided that I wanted the magical pattern on the side instead of invisibility. So I placed these on the sides of the pool, adjusted the height and later on resized them to a really small size. I placed the steam in ornate pool decorations for some bubbles as well as steam, and also placed some lights in the pool. And I also put the mailbox on the front of the build. Next I positioned some stairs and removed the interior walls to prepare for planning the layout. I placed these beautiful windows. They won't be noticeable on the outside because they are covered by the iridescent wall decorations. I decided to have a white marble floor and pink marble walls. I used the ruins trim from Jungle Adventure to cover the parts where the frieze vanished. Now to the interior. I started with this edge where the living room should be. Because this is a small build, I wanted the floor plan to be open, so it looks like there is more space. To still have a separation of the room, I built a platform. Then I started to place some decorations. I added some columns and framed them with the ruins trim. I think this coffee table fits the overall theme. I put this rock pattern on the edge of the platform. Then I made these ruin stairs functional. For this I built the reference wall one floor below. I placed the stairs right next to the wall and elevated them to the upper floor. I can now place some stairs under the decoration and it will look as if the sim uses the ruin stairs. I then placed more fake pillows. For this I rotated these small round chairs and put them on the sofa. Then I placed the ruin fences more precisely. I also made them a little smaller. Next I added this city living divider for more detail. I placed this beautiful lamp and added some ocean themed decor to the coffee table. I wanted to incorporate the C+ aquarium within the interior, selecting a unique location for it. So I placed these two aquariums in a separated room. To fill the empty spaces, I used the Dresser of Divination from Realm of Magic. With the tool mod, I adjusted everything precisely. In front of the aquarium, I built a bench with half-tile cabinets, which I placed on the lowest part of the wall. Then I put these ottomans on top. I made them a little smaller and elevated them 2 times. The staircase has taken up too much space, so I replaced it with these simpler stairs. Now there is some space for the dining table. I chose this big round table and arranged some majestic chairs around it. Below the stairs I placed some vases and this forgotten treasure chest. Opposite the stairs I built this tiny wardrobe. Now to the kitchen. It is situated right next to the aquariums. I placed the usual kitchen stuff like a refrigerator, stove, counters and cabinets. I wanted to separate this room from the rest but also keep the open floor plan. So I built a wall and elevated a platform. The kitchen looked a bit empty, so I placed this table in the middle. This should be like a decorative island counter. I used a trick to place a lot of clutter on there. I first moved the table to the side. Then I placed the clutter on it. If I now grab it, it stays on the same height. I then put the clutter where the table will be. I placed some utensils, ingredients, pastries, and also cookbooks as well as scrolls. The lower part of the antique book stand from Vampires was cutting through the table. So I placed this huge chest to hide it. I remembered that I forgot to place a trash can and sink in the kitchen. So I had to rearrange some things. I elongated the kitchen unit and built around the corner. Then I also placed some kitchen clutter on the corner counter, such as spices and spatulas. Then I put this cute little picnic basket on the fridge and added these frying pans on the wall. Next I continued to decorate the kitchen bench with some pillows. There is this awkward little space before the door to the pool. I discovered the free-fall waterfall from Spa Day and placed it in front of the window. The ground floor is now completed. I made a minimal layout for the first floor and used the marble patterns from Get Famous. I placed the the suspense suspended lights lamps from the Paranormal Stuff pack. Then I started to furnish the bedroom. I began to build an aquarium wall. The bed should go next to it. I didn't want to make this room any smaller, but wanted the bed to be in a cozy little nook. So I built another platform. Then I adjusted the height of the window arches and the aquariums and painted the walls inside with this glowing turquoise wall pattern. As before, I placed the Realm of Magic dresser in the empty spaces and adjusted the height with the tool mod. Then I put this canopy light over the bed. Typically, I place an ottoman at the foot of the bed. However, the available space at the end of the bed doesn't have the appropriate dimensions for it. So I decided to put the tough and tufted chaise lounge there, which fits perfectly. I playtested it and it's functional. Then I decorated the lounge with a fake pillow made from rotated towels and a fake blanket made out of 2 bath towels. I added an open diary and a starfish for some decoration. To give this bed more of a dramatic look, I placed these city living posts. I put a small aquarium on this cool suitcase end table. I made a book pile with the Realm of Magic tomes. For this I adjusted the size and height with the tool mod. I placed the wardrobe right next to the stairs and decorated the small stairs with some refined crystals. The top of the wardrobe looked a bit empty, so I placed a book pile and some boxes. I decided to make a small study area next to the big stairs. I placed the vintage classic desk from high school years and added the crystalline bottom holster from Get to Work. I like this mix of different styles. Of course, I also placed a bookshelf. Then I added windows and curtains. On the fence next to the big stairs, I added the free-fall waterfall. This room right here is the bathroom. I hid this awkward corner by building a wall. Then I placed an arch and put a bathroom shelf in there. The exterior decorations were clipping in the walls. I placed the usual bathroom furnishings like a bathtub and a sink. Then I tried to hide the exterior decorations better. The 3 dividers together look very interesting and give the bathroom some spa vibes. In the small attic room, I added some skill building items. Then I placed some windows. To finish the build, I painted the ceilings with the marbled walk floor pattern from Get Famous. I playtested this build and uploaded it to the gallery. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon!